start by welcoming everyone to Filecoin Dev Summit 6. Molly is going to go into more detail about the history of the Build Dev Summit series, but I really wanted to first start off by introducing this track. So over the next 2 hours, this will be the track to get you up to speed on the latest in Filecoin, from navigating growth to market shifts today and where we've been the last few years. So I wanted to remind that it is confusing because for this Filecoin Dev Summit, this is the first time we're trying a virtual pre-session for Filecoin Dev Summit 6, which is this week, April 23rd through the 30th, but we will have an in-person portion in Toronto in May. So please participate because a lot of what you hear over the next 2 hours will build into the in-person workshops we have in Toronto. So I wanted to quickly go over the goals for those that are attending this track today. This is your chance to get a macro overview on Filecoin's key metrics and trends. If you're curious about where to track, how to track, where we're headed next, this is the place for that. You will learn about global perspectives from storage providers all around the world. So you'll hear from storage providers in APAC, in Europe, and also you'll hear about the history of how storage providers have grown over the years as Filecoin's ecosystem has grown. You'll also hear about the roadmap from different stakeholders around investors, clients, ICPs, and also Filecoin economics that are all driving Filecoin's evolution and success. We'll also spend time in person taking away everything we learned from this track to really drive strategy alignment for the next 6 months, really set ecosystem-wide goals, and even work towards some OKRs so we can all rally around shared objectives and be able to measure progress together. So I wanted to cover what we'll hear from today. The first session will be a look back at FDS 5 and the 4, and then a look forward to everything in FDS 6. Then we'll hear from Juan, who will cover the state of the Filecoin network and also network metrics. We'll also have Ching interview a number of storage providers and key contributors to Filecoin over what it's like to be a storage provider in 2025. We'll also hear from Han from HQ, from Answer Research, around the state of Filecoin to investors. So what do investors care about? What's Filecoin's value proposition and market position? We'll also hear about the state of client adoption and ICPs with Molly. We'll then deep dive into Filecoin's special sauce. If you're curious about where Filecoin is winning, how it stacks against competitors, myself and Jan will cover that. We'll also have Danny to the floor to talk about geopolitics and Filecoin opportunities. Next, we'll also have a session on value accrual, really covering the latest on Filecoin economics. And then we'll wrap up and cover what to expect tomorrow. So with that, you can also see here just the other sessions to expect later this week. Today is the State of the Union. Tomorrow, we'll hear about storage adoption. Then we'll have a 2-hour session on-chain stack. And then next week, we'll hear about tools and builders. We'll have a session on value accrual and funding. And then finally, we'll wrap with governance and community. And all of this will continue, like I said, in person from May 12th to May 13th. So with that, I know some folks may have just joined a little late. I wanted to quickly remind everyone of what Meredith said earlier. Please continue the conversation during FDS 6 in our Telegram group. We'll actually have people answer questions live there because we know a lot of these presentations are very quick. And we want to make sure people can continue to have deep discussions. We'll also open up 5-minute optional breakout rooms after each session for those that want to continue the conversation with speakers.